G'day folks. Well, this is the first part of the clean-up and assessment of Honda G65 side valve engine. It's not normally horizontal like that. I'm just draining the rather nasty old oil out of it. I don't think it's ever had an oil change. Maybe one in its lifetime. And the drain plugs are hopelessly close to the base plate, so you just get oil everywhere when you use them. So I've just taken the filler plug out and dumped it. Biggest problem with this is the mangled floats and missing carburetor bowl. So they were nice enough to leave the jet in there, but that carb is pretty much useless without its bowl. I don't have it spare. Don't know if that's a factory air filter or not, but it doesn't look factory. Yeah, it's not very effective. No compression on this engine whatsoever, although I think some of it's leaking out the inlet valve. It might be sticking. So I'm going to tear it down and whip the head off and just see what it's like inside. I've repaired the cowling before, all that's been welded up and painted. That nut's been re-welded in, but they obviously haven't replaced the pull starter, and that's missing. So it might be a long-termer or a spare parts unit. Either way I'll make it run, but yeah, it won't be complete. It won't be an easy use pull start engine. Not until I get a replacement pull starter. Fuel tank's very good though. The one on the fire pump that I did up was fully rusted out. This one's still got most of its white enamel on it. So that could probably go onto the fire pump if I have to part this one out. But we'll see for now. Right now I'm just doing oil change and clean it up inside. Well, I've flushed and lubed the crankcase and everything, and the valves are seating alright now. There's no blowback through the carburetor or anything, but it's still very low on compression. It's just really worn. Hence all the metal and crap that came out of the sump. I've got the only carburetor I could actually fit on it reasonably, even though it's at a bit of an angle. The new Solex F22 big. Couldn't put anything smaller on it. It just wasn't going to fit or work, seal up airtight. So the only thing left to do is to try and start it. Tons of spark, brilliant spark coil. Good spark plug. Ignition's definitely working. Just going to get some fuel into that carby bowl. I'll just fill the bowl and disconnect the fuel for the time being and see if I can make some noise. Probably a lot of it, since most of the muffler's rusted out. Good old Hondas though, they'll pretty much never die. I reckon this thing will run. Just probably smoke a lot. Alright, well, all set up and primed. Figured I'd set the fuel tank on top of it anyway. There's no use running out of fuel partway through the test. Shut it off. Carby's way too big for this engine. It's designed for a little 4-cylinder Citroen or something like that. Some really old little car. Firing, sort of. Only just though. If it's flooding or it's not getting enough. I've really wound that fuel screw in, so probably not getting enough. The bottom end is noisy as hell. You can hear it going clunk, clunk, clunk. It'll work. It'll probably destroy itself if I got it revving properly, but it'll work. Actually, I think it's the sound of the piston clattering in the bore. Not the tabletop or anything. much wear in it. The piston's just flapping around in the bore. Oh well, it works. I won't give it a long lifespan, but it works. Last time I priced a ring kit for one of these, it was nearly $100 alone, let alone all the gaskets and things. About 200 bucks to rebuild one of these, sort of. Then you got to buy bearings and other shit, so say $300. This one can just go into the oddities pile at the moment. Runs but not reliable. Thanks for watching. Well, it idles. Sounds terrible. That's really flogged out. Unfortunately, these have a cold cast conrod, I think, so I don't think there's any bearings to replace in the bottom end, let alone the piston and bore. I'll just use it for something light and easy and let it die with dignity.